All right, and we're back. It's the next weekend, and we're going to try to finish up, at least get this thing back on the ground, and suspension back in, and do some painting, a little bit of wiring, and we're gonna go from there. So on my previous video, I mentioned that we had to do some, change this. This was humped up pretty good. It was actually hitting here. I didn't do this. This was already there. I think the drive shaft maybe came loose and hit it. Not sure. Anyhow, this technically does not need to be modified like I did. I was having a problem getting this in here because you basically have to wedge this thing in, and these rivets I did want to take out. So I actually got a porta power and spread this frame apart just a little bit to get this in here, but you don't really need to do this, but I will tell you, if you're doing this on the ground, you're in for a struggle fest because it was not fun at head height. But anyhow, it's all bolted in really nice product. All right, let's start throwing more parts at it.
There we go.
All right, so these trailing arms are handed due to the e-brake bracket here. It's kind of how you know. So we're gonna go fight this in. Perfect. Get it in there. Oh, there it is. There's that one. There's that one. There's that guy. We'll throw the other one in, and we're going to wait to tighten these up until, I don't want to tighten up too tight where you're down here. You want to tighten these up at ride height. Yeah, we'll leave these hang. Get the other one in. Always lift with your back. What's wrong with this picture?
Well, that one is backwards. So.
That was the test.
Yeah, I guess pay attention to where your orientation is.
That's correct.
That's better. It's not all
That's
jank anymore.
That's right. Okay, let's get the sketchy rear end on the sketchy stand over here. We'll get it back in. Only 86 more pumps to go.
86,000. Oh my good lord.
Taking forever.
You are way off.
That's fine.
Only on that side. This side's somewhat fine.
We'll get it close, and we'll get to use the bars to get it kind of alignment, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that guy's gonna go on there. Nice.
All right, let's see if that's close. Let's see if we can get one of these bars lined up. It's getting hot out.
That feels great.
And I forgot which one is what side. We'll figure it out.
Mix and match. Oh. Yeah. The amount of mud daubers in here is crazy.
Alright, so let's try and work this guy. I'm gonna get a note on it for now.
Like a placeholder.
Let's get the other one lined up. Let this down. Now we'll figure out which one of these goes where. These were the shock mounts, I believe.
It looked like it.
Does this go on the bottom? I'm gonna have to look this up. I can't remember if this one on the bottom or it went in between there. I don't think it can go in between there. It can't because this has got a stealth shift. So it has to go underneath here. All right. This guy. Put the other one down on the floor for now. All right, let's get the other one in, and then we can tighten these up. I'm gonna go find what socket this is first before I put it on there. Gonna need a deep well. Get rid of this guy. thing sit in there? Where's it want to live at? There, let's live right there. Installed. Number next. Got my hardware that I put right there. I know where it's at the whole time. Let's go up some more. That'll help things out, huh? That's not right. Installed. All right, let's throw the shocks on real quick. With the hardware that's placed where I place the hardware. This way. I'm going to add a lock washer. Let me, you know what though?
Why is this bolt longer than the other one?
Why is this bolt longer than the other one? Let's see if we got some different hardware. Probably don't. What's that? So that's a shorter one. I got shorter ones. Still short. All right, so bugger. Let's see if we got something in the used category. This is the one I need. So we got a match. Put this there, this here. Grab this 2 lock washers. Back at it. Gonna get your steps in today, that's for sure. What do you mean, no?
At the right size.
It's just right. It's just tight. All right, I'm gonna get a 3/4 wrench because I know it's gonna spin. All right, we are there. We can get the sketchy jack out the way. Sergeant Sketchy.
It should be fully installed now, other than this guy.
Yeah, so we have a panhard bar still to connect. I got a brake line to run. We'll cut this and reconnect. This is just a differential vent. And then I'm gonna run a new brake line all the way up. It was really rusted back here. When we went to take it off, it basically just collapsed in your hand. So I bought a coil of brake line. We're gonna straighten it out, and then I'm gonna show you, in my opinion, the best flaring tool. It's awesome. I love it. It makes it. Before it was like brake lines suck. Oh my god, it sucked. With this tool, it's great. It makes it so easy, almost a joy to do brakes. So, all right, let's get this guy done. Let me get a pin bar and
Pretty good bit.
a pin bar, and we'll go from there. We'll make sure this is centered with, this is adjustable track bar or panhard bar. Yeah. Under no circumstances do you ever want to stick your finger in there and try moving things around, because it will shear your finger right off. Possibly. Could. It's bad practice. Let's get on the threads.
That's going. That's going.
All right. Let me try and persuade it in there.
Oh boy.
Is not wanting to be persuaded, so feeling this needs to go down.
Get the hammer.
Why? Oh, you know what? Done.
Perfect.
All right. Put the nut back on here. Let's get this transition jack out of the way so I keep tripping over it. Let go. Let go. Get it back.
What would this random bracket be for?
This one, no idea. Just give it back to me, will you? There we go. I'll tell you what, before we still got to tighten these bars. I want to do it at ride height. So we'll land this thing on some jack stands or some race ramps, and that way we can get the ride height and still crawl underneath there and get it done. So we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. right here for now.
I'll move this one too.
No, I like to have this here, just because the lift will 100% carry the load. But when you're in there, like really working and whatever, I like to have just add security of something mechanical kind of holding back up. Just kind of a cautionary tale, I guess. Always err on the side of caution, I feel. Come back in, put some clips to go in there. Supposed to rain tomorrow?
It's supposed to rain today.
Sure is windy out.
Very.
Those just push in. Is it all in there? Yeah, it's all in there. No, it's not. Oh, it is in there. It goes there. It lives there. Stick the other one in. Maybe a clip.
It's supposed to be floppy like this, right?
Oh yeah, so, yeah. I think yellow may have destructed itself. I have another one somewhere. Need to look at this brake too, because this thing does not. So we'll pull this apart, check this brake out. I don't know if the e-brake cable's maybe stuck in, but this thing does not want to be happy. Get in your home. Tell you what, I'm going to leave this off for now. For one, and figure out why it doesn't want to go in there. The other is, I think it might be stuck, because there is no hydraulic brakes hooked up to it, period. You can hear it dragging. So we'll take that off and diagnose it. This one,
That just free spins.
yeah, it's I got a brake stuck. What else? So we'll do the e-brake cables later. That's all in. Let's get the drive shaft back in it, and then we have to make a tab, which I'll explain here in a minute. I don't know why the kit did not come with a tab. It says it can be purchased separate, but the thing of it is, this is your carrier bearing. This has to be supported somehow. I'll explain it again in the truck. But the factory cross member, which is here, has this tab made onto it. The aftermarket cross member, the tab is actually down on the bottom side because these are moved up. So this is a add-on piece, which I don't understand that. I think the kit should come with this piece because you essentially have to have it if you have a two-piece drive shaft. Just make it a few more bucks. That way you don't have to wait another weekend for the parts to come in the mail because you forgot it, or have to make it like we do, but we can make it. Shouldn't be a big deal. I'm gonna grab, we don't have a, there is no transmission for it to go in yet. So that's fine. Let's go this way. get my U-bolts first. Lifts are great. They really are. But I'm telling you, you better get used to just bumping your head and bleeding at your forehead, because it happens.
Like I just did.
These seem nice.
You should explain why you tape them up.
So, okay, so I tape these up, but you should tape these up. Here's the thing, these things will come loose. And let's just dive right into catastrophic failure here. Bunch of needle bearings all inside here. Grease holds them in there while they won't come out. But when these things spill out of here on the floor, then you got to track them down. So you have to find all of them, clean all of them real good, get them all back in there real nice, and get them back on here. So easiest thing to do, wrap some tape around them so they don't come off. All right. Also, see how this has a stop built into it on the bottom here, on the actual yoke? That stop is to keep this thing from walking out. If that stop is not there, and no matter how tight this is, this cap could possibly walk out of here. When this walks out of here, this drive shaft basically will come out of here. And it can come out of here, say you have two mufflers here, I don't know, on a Camaro, and maybe you're at the top end of third gear, maybe about 100 miles an hour, possibly on Highway 70. This could come out of here, beat your two mufflers, completely smashed in, and then have enough vibration to actually break the bell housing off the transmission. Ask me how I know. Anyway, so make sure that your caps are held in by a stop, either on the yoke, or some people have like billet caps that actually have a stop in there. But anyway, they have to be held in. That was a fun night. All right, we'll get this in. And we'll do some making. If I have internet out here. Hopefully I have internet out here. I'm pretty happy with myself today. I hadn't had to put glasses on yet once.
Always wear safety.
I meant seeing glasses. Always wear your safety glasses.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, probably a half-inch wrench. Sure.
Give or take.
Let's grab a half. Let's grab a crooked half, a 7 and a 9.
Now what happened to that one?
Just for giggles. This, I cut it and bent it and welded it together because I couldn't get at a bolt the right angle. So it's a one-off custom.
It's part of the style.
Back on here. Nothing to hold the drive shaft, so. And I forgot to mention, when you're doing U-bolts or like these drive shaft straps or whatever, which is essentially U-bolt, look how even these are. This here to this here. You want to tighten, 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 tighten. Work your way back and forth. You don't want to just hit one of them and draw it all the way down. And this one has a little bit of thread showing. They want to be even as possible. Because this is a, like I said, it's a U-bolt. You just put this one on here and then draw this one all the way down. You're distorting this actual bolt that's formed. It's just do it right way. So a little tight. A little tight. What's for lunch today?
I don't know. Maybe you can pull a Tony Angelo and get some pizza.
I would love to. Ow! Pull a Tony Angelo and get some pizza. There's not much pizza, good pizza around here.
There's Casey's a few minutes away.
Yeah, there's that.
You don't like Casey's?
Oh, it's good. It's just, honestly, it probably is lunch. Okay. And I will come back and put more tighten up on these when it's got a transmission in it, it's holding it. You can put a bar in here, but I don't want to tear a seal or nothing like that. And anywho, all right, so we have to make this bracket because it's not included in the kit and it was not thought of to buy it. So I'm going to place this right here. I'm going to get something to hold the drive shaft up, and then we can do some measurements where this needs to be. And then and go from there. I'm curious if the rear end goes up, will this move forward or backward?
I would think so.
I don't know. Let's see about that. All right, first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna get this guy held up here somehow. We'll get a 2x4, just set it on. How's it leaking? How? Perfect.
There's supposed to be not fluid in it?
Well, you wouldn't think that much. A 32 inch something or other should work just fine.
Hmm. 36?
36. All right. 34 might make that work.
I mean, it doesn't have to be straight in there.
No, don't have to be. Bingo.
Beautiful.
This will probably be up there. Let me throw a little something extra in there. Okay. That's probably too many. Maybe there. I don't know that that's really going to matter too much. So we're going to say right now, with the drop down, this is right here at this. It's flush with that. So I'm going to turn like there. Go ahead and step out from under the vehicle, please.
Gotcha.
We're going to screw this down. And stand outside there if you would, because I'm compressing the rear end up. And you don't want to pick the actual rear end of the vehicle off the legs of the jack. So We're kind of watching them to see. So that is quite a bit up. I know we're not at ride height, but we are getting close. Yeah. See how loose we are here? All right, so now I take this, I put it here. We're still relatively flush. So that tells me this did not move forward or backwards. So I want to take this back out here, so we're sitting back on the lift. Just a little bit of tension, all you need. All right, so let's get a pad and paper and do some wrapping down. If not, I will forget everything.
Dimensions, I guess?
Dimensions, yeah, what we need. We'll use this. This thing work? It does work. Alright, so I need a piece of steel. We're gonna go it's gonna be on there. So this will be this way. Do 5.5 by 5.5 by 2 inches. 5.5 by 2. All right. I'm not gonna lay these holes out. It's just gonna take way too much time to draw these holes in CAD. So all I want is just this piece of plate, and that's it. We can. I think these are tapped. So.
Oh, they are, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, I'll just drill them out like normal. I'm not trying to waste a bunch of time doing a bunch of CAD stuff that I don't need to be doing. So let's see if this actually works. Didn't see that. Alright. Alright, so what do we need? Alright, what did I say? 2 by 5.5?
Yep.
So 2.
5.5.
5.
Sweet.
No, did I fit it in this thing? No, I didn't. Alright, so I know there's a bunch of people going to tell me I'm doing this wrong, or I could have just done this, blah, 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 but sometimes when alright, so we're going to go 5.5 tab 2 inches, enter. That's the only thing I need. So I'm good to go here. I'm not gonna spend time laying these things out. We'll just drill and go. So I just need this piece of metal. That's all I need. So we're good with that. Hit extrude. We're gonna pull up. Done. Now I want to cool off. All right. Safety first. Get out my pencil. 15/16 and an inch and a half.
A handy dandy super cool pencil.
I love this thing. 13/16 there. And then an inch and a half will be here. Now let's grab a square real quick. Now this is 2 inches wide, so that's 1 inch there. 1 inch, go all the way at the end. All right. So, what size bolt is that, you think?
A very good question.
Looks to be that many.
All right, so
3/8. 3/8. Right? Yeah.
sure.
Well, it's a 3/8 bolt. It'd be a 9/16 head. It is 3/8. All right. So we'll start small.
Just blow your metal shavings all over the floor.
Yeah. I got somebody that cleans it up.
That's me. It's also your cameraman.
Cameraman. All right, we're gonna grab some hardware here and stick this dude in. We'll make some more. Get these drawn up.
It's cool because that pen just clips in.
I love it.
And it's got a pencil sharpener on it too.
I love it. Love it. So this guy's gonna go right there. We get 2 bolts in. All right, that is it. Ooh, look out! Watch out for that thing. Put some paint on this real quick, and then I think we're gonna get some lunch. This is black engine stuff. Near an engine. All right, we'll go out in the paint booth and get this thing painted up. All right, we're in the booth. It's a windy day in the booth. That's whatever. And you want to make sure it's dry before you flip it over. But it's near lunchtime, so.
We're on a tight schedule.
All right, lunch. All right, back from lunch. It was great. Not really.
Mine was okay.
And mine was not.
They didn't have that much pizza.
No. Let's get this guy in here. It's out of the paint booth and dried. I turned the heater on. All right, let's get these in there. There's more hardware. Get them bolted in.
Hmm?
Perfect.
The 3 of them?
All 3. So we'll go. There, we'll put most of these here. We'll do a lock and a nut on top. The neighbor's rooster's all mixed up. All right, that's done and in there. And forgot, that's just sitting there. Okay, so we gotta cut this guy and get him hooked back up. But then we're ready for our brake line, which we're going to have to make a new brake line. And maybe weld a tab, probably right here. We got a new rubber line because it was really funky. All right, I've got the old line to use as a mock-up. Let's get that done. We'll go from there. Get this set up here. Let me get this cut off. All right, I'll put this back on the shelf. Some lines, some patines. Okay. Now we're going to go to in my eyes, the perfect flaring tool. I got this from, I believe it was from Speedway Motors. But this thing is awesome. You have two dies each side. So you got 3/16 1/4 inch,
3/8.
3/8
and 5/16.
and 5/16. Anyway, so you pick out what size you want. Now there's a 45-degree flare on one side and a not 45-degree on the other side. I don't know what fitting
like
that
90.
is. 90-degree? No.
Looks completely flat to me.
I don't know. Maybe that's just a single flare. I don't know. It's not the size I'm using. We're doing double flare. So you take your bottom die, you put in here. You take your top die, make sure that's the right way, put in there. You make sure you put your fitting on here first. Otherwise, you're going to be cussing. You're going to thread this into the block. Pull this over, put this in there. Thread this into the block. Now it's got a stop on here, so that's your first position, is all the way there. So you're going to push this. Your brake line makes contact with that stop. You push this all the way in till it stops, and then tighten this up. Once you're good and tight there, you have option 1 and option 2. So option 1 on a 1/4 inch, we're going to go there. You spin it to this one, and you're just going to pull this over until it stops. And then you're going to turn to option 2 on 1/4 inch. There, pull again until it stops, and you're done. Simple, quick, easy, and this will not leak. I mean, it's great. No fighting, no trying to put the thing in there and beat it around. That's a perfect fitting, perfect flare fitting. It will not leak. All right, so we're going to. I'm going to start here, and it looks like we got about a 90-degree. Yeah, a 90-degree fitting right here. So we're going to bend that first, and then we'll start working our way down here because this is all going to get hand bent all the way down. So pull the shoe back out of here. table. Take my bender, which is over here. This is a cheap bender. Looks like we're gonna come out maybe a couple inches or so. So what size is this pipe? This is a 1/4 inch. We'll go there. That's gonna be pretty close. I'm gonna bend this to a 90. Nice 90. Perfect, no kinks.
No pinches?
No kinks or pinches. No grinches. We're gonna come down. There's a little longer, it'll be all right. We can always cut this and reflare it. We got enough room. So we'll come down this way. We're gonna bend here. That's gonna angle us down. Unravel some. I think what I'm going to do is bend it this way a little bit. That's going to get us. There are keepers on the frame that's going to hold this thing in place really nice. But let's start working our way down here.
It's not going to be perfect, it's going to get close.
Absolutely. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're going to, when you get it on the vehicle, you can really tune it in. Like I said, there'll be holds on the frame rail that'll hold this thing in place. And you can really tune it in to where it's going to stay where you want it to be. Alright, so we're going to come a little bend up, a little bend down. And this weird turn for some reason. And so we're gonna cut it right there. All right. Make sure when you cut it, you come in here and clean up the inside. All right, now I gotta figure out what fitting I need for the other side. We got a new brake line. This is from Rock Auto. So this is, which side is this? I believe that's that side. So then this side, the one goes through there into this block here. Okay. Just making sure. All right, so I need a flare size that fits into this. Nope. Nope. Yep. Is it the right size? Is it the right size to be?
First try.
Nope, it's not. Quit saying first try. That's right there. That's right there. That's right. So there's my flare for my fitting. Fitting goes on first. Let's do back out of here. Let's go back in here. About time for new vise. Alright, guys in. Bottom jaw is still in. Turn this guy around. Make sure our jaws are right. Go to my stop. Put that in there. First position.
Tight it down.
Good and tight. And we go to,
Yep.
that's that one. Done. Perfect flares every time.
Nothing but the best.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Cool. All right, now we get to wrestle this thing in there. Start here, go this way.
Oh, when your clips broke here.
Yeah, sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, that's not good.
You're gonna have that on these big jobs.
Just gloss over it. Nobody's gonna care.
Well, the owner truck might care. Can't see what I'm doing. All right, so we're started there. All right, we're started there. Clip in. Tweak as we go. Make our way back. Broken clip there, as you mentioned. If there's some on the old brake line, we'll take off and we'll get them back on here. And this simply gets forced back where it goes here. Then we'll get a bracket somehow made up and go back in place. We may make a tab off here. Keep it here for right now. That's where the old one came off. We need to take this rivet out anyhow. Yeah, let's see what we got here. All right, so we've got our brake line made and installed. A little bit of a fight. Had to get in here, had a clip broke back here. That clip worked, that clip worked. Junction made, came in real nice and tight. Had to install a little hook here. And then here, I just went ahead and took one of the brake tabs I mentioned earlier and welded it up, clipped it in. Our line comes down around, it doesn't touch the shock, it's close but doesn't touch. It should be fine in travel. That's made it up there. So this is installed. We checked side to side. We're good there as far as the panhard bar. It's all good and tight. So I am going to lower this back down on a set of jack stands, and we'll make sure we get our trailer arms nice and tight. But really, that's where I wanted to be at the end of the day today, and worked out good. So to do what I figure out, I gotta figure out what's wrong with this. I think we got an e-brake hung up maybe, so I may come out after dinner tonight and check it out, but shouldn't be too much, probably just dirty, seized up. But that's gonna do it for today. I appreciate you watching, and I want to say this was a good day for me. Beautiful weather outside, but more importantly, the guy behind the camera right now, I really enjoyed spending time with him. So anyway, see you next weekend. Thank you.